Good morning, Singapore. Looks like a nice sunny day. A couple clouds in the sky. Shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully the rain stays away. But we are off to go grab breakfasty lunch and then kind of see where the day takes us. We have a reservation at a brewery at 3, but other than that, kind of an open day. It is a hot and sunny day here for sure. Maybe sunscreen should have been in order, but we will see. And we found this cafe called Pralet, which has a very extensive menu with everything looking delicious. But in their pastry case, they had donuts. This one was pistachio and raspberry, as well as a lemon crema. Let's take a bite. Really good bake on the donut. Vaguely peanut butter and jelly just because the crunch of the pistachio nuttiness with this bright raspberry jam. Very good. 9 out of 10. And a cup of fresh juice. And for their sandwiches, I ended up getting the cheeky avocado, which had a beautiful cross section and plenty of veggies. But after walking around Singapore for a little while looking at all the architecture, it was time to head to the brewery. So we made it to level 33, which is the highest brewery in the building in the world, apparently. Maybe one day, just to be petty, I'll be on the 34th floor. We'll see about that. We're here for a couple beer, kill a couple hours, enjoy this view, which I feel like the views in restaurants we keep going to keep getting better and better. But it is a little toasty out here on this patio terrace. Brian found a deal online for 2 tasting paddles as well as some food later on for a deal, kind of like a date night bundle. Start off with the lager, which is a blonde lager, which that just makes sense. Simple, weedy, light, pretty direct to the point. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. And then this is the wheat beer. Big clove flavor on that. Probably uses the banana hops. I'd also give that a 6. Pretty to the point too. And then thirdly is their IPA. The darkest one in color so far. I would give it a 4.5. Kind of a letdown for me. And then their seasonal one is a yuzu beer, so I'm expecting bright and citrusy. Has that floral yuzu citrus taste to it. That's the main tasting note. 6 out of 10 as well. They're all pretty similar across the board. And then lastly, the stout. Nice chocolatey coffee aroma. Not barrel aged, but still pretty decent for what it is. I'd give it a 6 as well. And some different snacks. So with our date bundle, it did come with a bunch of different hors d'oeuvres, a little bit of an appetizer, main course, as well as dessert. Which, who doesn't love a little bit of dessert with a lot of bit of view? The only downside was the heat, but it was a lot of fun watching the boats sail around in the harbor, as well as be able to look at Marina Bay Sands, which we were on yesterday. Brian and I also wandered around the tap room just to get a view of everything inside, including their dining room. But then we headed back down the elevator and checked out the little plaza that was right here too, before heading back to the hotel. Made it back to the hotel. Gonna chill for a little bit. Then we'll see what we actually end up doing. There's a chance we'll go to a bar with a pool. We can't find a price online. People say it's free, but that feels too good to be true, so we will see about that. Additionally, I thought level 33, the space was cool, the view was cool, but after reviewing over 100 different breweries for my Drink Illinois series, check those videos out, it's hard not to call their world record a little bit of a gimmick. Don't get me wrong, the beer was fine, everything's drinkable, whatever. It's just, there's a reason why they were advertising their world record instead of their beer as standalone. Worth going to. I just think I would rather go to a couple of the other different breweries that we've already been instead of going to it again in a couple days if we have that time to do so. Take everything with a grain of salt. It's all my personal opinion. I'm not paid either way by any of these breweries for anything. I'm actually paying them to go there and drink. So, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think it's a gimmick, or do you think stuff like that is actually super worthwhile? Let me know in the comments below. So basically our plan was to meet up with friends at this pool/bar that sounded too good to be true. I don't know if I said that already. But as we were resting at the hotel, kinda killing time, I fell asleep. It was probably about 30 minutes, and then we got distracted by watching Big Brother and just escaping the heat a little bit. So we just kind of ended up staying in. We still do have a couple days left. Our friend that we were going to meet up actually has to head to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight, so he's planning to be there by 3. So him partying and then having to go to the airport sounds like an interesting idea. Not for me, so maybe it was just best that we had to skip it. But we did lock in some plans for tomorrow, so hopefully that should be all set to go. I think today is the first day that the weather kind of got to me a little bit. Just being in the brewery, there was no air movement on that terrace, so everything was just wet and stuck and hot. We were in the shade, but a lot of the parts of the patio were in the sun, plus it being a dark colored patio. And I didn't drink a whole lot of water today, so it just wasn't the greatest mix. So that's probably why I was a little bit quiet there, but the food was pretty solid. Then after we ran to 7-Eleven, grabbed some snacks and a sandwich and a couple more drinks, which I'm actually surprised that here in Singapore they sell alcoholic things with energy. I did some research. It has the same like active ingredients as like a Red Bull, so like taurine. So to actually have those alcohol and energy components in one, surprised it's legal. Just because in the States that was pretty much a big no-no, for Loco. They just kind of taste like generic energy drink anyway. Sometimes you need a low-key evening so you can really jump into vacation the next day. So I just recorded this whole rant, and then I realized it wasn't recording. So when you are putting together some form of travel plan or itinerary, do you actually have something formally written out? For Copenhagen, we had it more split up day by day and had a similar map to the one I just showed y'all. But in Singapore, we didn't have specific days that we were doing things. I threw everything onto a Google map and split it up into categories like nightlife, breweries, activities, things to do, areas or specific straits of interests, shopping, interesting shops. Like, those are just some of the general categories. And we just kind of pick what's interesting, what we've heard once we've gotten here is actually worthwhile, what friends have been saying, some friends and family before we came to Singapore. So let me know in the comments below that as well. And I do have a map for Japan, which is very similarly. It's specifically tricky just because I also want to respect Brian's time with his diving, not just the time that he actually has to compete, but as well as the times that he wants to practice. My biggest gripe, not with him at all, is that I feel like we get told a little bit on the late side, my personal preference, on when we actually get told the when for diving. It makes it a little bit harder to plan specific days, but I think we made it work. But yeah, I'll let you know if anything interesting happens tonight. Otherwise, you know the drill. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Otherwise, this has been Brett and Coach with a couple more days here in Singapore. But I will see you next time in Coach.